Hey guys, Carl here, Cultivate with Carl. Sound a little like Demi Moore because I got some sinus action going on, a little laryngitis. In fact, yesterday I couldn't even talk at all. So good thing it was Sunday. Today's Monday and it's time for your garden update. And as you can see, looking behind me, there's been a lot of change in the last week. I could say that for sure we would have more progress had I not been under the weather. But with all that said, there's been a lot going on. The heat is stifling. Basically, we're at 89 degrees, feels like 98. So there's a lot of temperature, a lot of humidity, a lot of squirrel force 1 here. And we've been getting some productions off the fruits and vegetables and stuff, but everything is pretty much feeling the heat. So let's take a look around the garden for your Monday garden tour and see what we've got going on in my raspy, super sexy voice, recovering from whatever that was. So, all right, come here, Squirrel Defense Force. What do you want to do? What are you doing, girl? Okay. All right, guys, here's the old bed. This was the potato bed. And in this bed, we had all the dirt and stuff from last year. And you could see there was a lot of wood product left in there. The problem that we had was that all of that stuff we put in there last year basically stratified and made a giant mud patty at the bottom of the bed. And it was draining, but not draining well enough. So what would happen when I would water the top, the water would just sit there and it wouldn't go anywhere, which led to a lot of rotting of all the tomato or potatoes. So now we've moved it to its new location. We're going to fill the bottom about to the level of that bottom board full of logs and such. Then the top two boards will be full of soil. And then, from that point forward, we'll be able to grow in it. And it should drain pretty well. The encouraging thing was, through the time I had put some earthworms in there, and when I dug it out, there were a heaping ton of earthworms. Here's the new bed. You can see I have it on bricks. And yes, this was made from treated lumber. I am going to line it like I did the old bed, and we are going to put some weed cloth under the bottom so that, not for weed protection basically, but those gaps right there, I want to raise the bed up so that I don't have to deal with the Formosa termites. We have a lot of Formosa termites here, and in fact, I have several trees that had to be removed. This backyard used to be full of trees. There were 22 trees on the lot. The majority of them were back here. The majority of them rotted out because of Formosa termites. And so these are the last of the standing trees that are left, about 3-4 stories tall, worth oak trees there. But since we kept the last bed on bricks, it's done really well. We're going to do the same thing with this one. So the goal is to get this one full and to get some good soil in there with some good drainage, and that is going to be the fall potato bed. Let's just keep rolling. We're going to walk over here. The zucchini and squash have been doing well. They're looking a little yellow, but the heat is, like I said, the heat is going crazy, and I haven't fed them. I am going to get in here with some fish emulsion probably tonight or tomorrow, and they'll get a good watering tonight. And but I haven't had any bug problems so far. There is a praying mantis in here, a little baby praying mantis. It's kind of funny, and there are a couple bugs that have managed to get in past the net, and I don't know if any of them are squash bugs, but you can see them there and there. That's a wasp. This whole thing will come off tonight, and I'll get these bugs out of here because I'm going to put bungee cords around the bottom, and the bungee cords will serve to better keep the bugs out. But hopefully with this we'll get some more squash. So I actually see one flower on there already. So who knows, we'll see what happens. There you go, the squash bed. Here we are at the pepper bed. The Marconis look like they're ready to be harvested. I've got some more snack types over there. And the green peppers are about ready to come off. So I did harvest a bunch of jalapenos and I sent them to Logan. He has not tried them yet, but in their place, a bunch of jalapenos have taken their place. So I'll be doing jalapenos here shortly. We're waiting on some more shishitos to pop off so that I can put those in the pickles that we've been making. But I'm very happy with the pepper bed. Pepper bed's coming along just great. Lots of nice stuff. These peppers were going to be different colors. It looks like it's going to be a big old yellow. Sweet. These marigolds too are doing better than all the other marigolds. So, and then the Marconis over there knocking it out. All right, off to the cucumbers. Okay, the cool thing about the cucumbers is that even though the middle is not doing well, the tops have come back like champions and they are branching all over. And so the tops have started to grow downward and fill in the space that I killed off with the dishwashing detergent. Now, we are still having trouble with squash bugs and we're working on that. The leaf-footed squash bugs are still around. They don't seem to damage the cucumbers as much as the tomatoes, even though they are on the cucumbers about as frequent. But you can see right here, we got this one. Nice pickle size. It'll come off today because I am pickling tonight. But a little different color there. You can see where we've had some, we got some new flowers. And then you can see where we've had some missed shots. These guys aren't getting pollinated. So I've been trying to be sparing on my war with the squash bugs. And you're going to see in a minute when we get to the tomato plants, we still got squash bugs. But this tomato plant has decided to grow up this other tree. But we have a lot of flowers. So I think I'm going to get out here with the paintbrush and start painting these up. We've got some of the older cucumbers. No squash bugs today. All right, there you go, people. Cucumbers. Making a comeback. Okay. This little, oh my goodness. This little plant right here is giving up the ghost. And it's got one little tomato on it, but I don't think the tomato's going to make. We're just going to let it go. This was actually one of my Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes, which we have found are not down with the heat. Here's a Hossinator that's gotten too top heavy. And it keeps knocking over my cage I have for it. Okay, now after we've adjusted this Hossinator tomato, they seem to be doing pretty good. They, you can see I got a little bug damage from the stink bugs. Oh, that one broke off. We'll pull that one inside and see. Because the plant got too big for its cage, and I'm going to have to go ahead and pin these up. These are indeterminates, but they're all Hossinators, and they should grow some pretty big. Yeah, you see like here, this branch bent over from the weight of these tomatoes, so I don't even know if they're going to make it. Crap. That's okay. We'll deal with it. So I haven't been able to get out here in the last couple days because of being sick. Here we go, another sun gold, and the sun gold keeps pushing out new flowers and everything. I think I'm gonna let this one run its course. This one looks about done, some kind of an heirloom. You can see the squash bugs here, squash bug. They really like these sun golds for some reason. I'm not sure, but that's why I leave the sun golds there uncovered, so that they'll take the heat off of the other plants. There's one little booger butts right there. So here we have, most of these tomato plants look like they're just dying back because of the heat. And that's okay. We've got a lot of tomatoes, man. Here's another one. It's got a lot of stink bug damage. But that's that. Let's look in the beds. These guys in the beds have now obviously indeterminates, and I've stretched them out. There's not much left on this one, but that's okay actually, as long as the top is fine. We can let it keep growing and keep producing, but I'm getting ready to cut these out because, as you can see along the bottom, those are okra plants. Okra plants I've planted, and we're going to move the heads around. Now, I do believe this indeterminate tomato I'm going to trim up, and I'm going to let this one stay. I don't know what they are, but they make good tomatoes. These things really taste good. And I might let this one stay too. So, the tomato bed sure looks a lot different. Sure does look a lot different, doesn't it? So this will soon become the okra bed. You can see I have okra sprouting up all along. Okra likes the heat, so we should be okay. This Edox tomato plant did okay. Not too bad. I'm not going to eat these. The bugs have been molesting the crap out of them. But we don't have near the stink bugs that we used to have. But we still got a lot. But hey, this is a garden in transition from spring crop to summer crop. Over here we planted some sunflowers. So we're going to have sunflowers in this pot and sunflowers in this pot. And then just like all the other Kellogg's tomatoes, I don't believe that plant's going to produce any fruit. It got too hot too quick. And so what we're going to do is we're going to back up, plant Kellogg's in the fall, and then they should go into the winter and hopefully produce. That's a strawberry bed. Got a couple strawberries out of there. And then there's my little basil that could, knocking it out. And I'm about to have to come in and trim some off of that because it looks like it's getting ready to bolt. So the eggplant is eggplanting. Alright guys, there you have it. This week's tour. It's getting hot, so everything's kind of dying off. And you know, it's just what it is. You know, we live in 9A. It's kind of a harsh environment. Some of the things that I could have planted that I didn't were sweet potatoes. I'm not a really big fan of sweet potatoes. So I think I'm just gonna, like I said before, take the time in the summer to take the time and do a lot of maintenance on the beds, reflect on the spring, and see what I could do better, and then make up for those mistakes or learn from those mistakes, and then get into the fall and start doing a lot more cool stuff. So, you know, with the fall, we'll plant our brassicas, we'll plant some broccoli, cauliflower, we'll do some lettuce, we'll do some more tomatoes, probably not as many, but you know, I want some of them Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes. So, but I've learned a lesson. You know, they're hard to grow here in 9A in the spring because it heats up. You know, the heat came early this year. It came on at the beginning of May instead of the beginning of June. And now we're into mid-June. And July 4th, those tomato plants would be coming out anyway. So, we'll see. So, we'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys. We're over 50 subscribers now. And just like a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about how we were at 20 subscribers. So I sure appreciate the crap out of you guys. You know, this is my hobby. I enjoy it. I have fun being out in the yard. And I have fun reaping the benefits of, you know, fresh produce from something that I put in the ground. And these times are coming, people. They're going to be tough. You know, the economy's crap in the bed. And the supply chain is getting disrupted. And so you should be doing something like this, you know, for yourself and for your family. And the best thing is, even if none of that wackadoo stuff happens, you've got a great hobby, and the produce you get out of your garden beds is 1,000,000 times better than the produce at the store. And so, you know, plus you had a good time out in nature, spending some time out of doors, this whole world called the outside. So I'm going to go rest my voice now and produce some video. And I'm going to hang out with the Squirrel Defense Force and the cool air conditioner. So until next week, this is Carl signing off from Cultivate with Carl. And get a hobby and have some fun. We'll see you next week.